when I came in and saw Commissioner Ramsey. We were just down in Washington, D.C. At the request of U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein, who this morning had a press conference announcing that she was going to, along with members in the House of Representatives, introduce the assault weapons ban of 2013 bill. And we were both asked in our respective capacities, mine as Mayor of Philadelphia and the President of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Police Commissioner Ramsey is the President of the Major City Chiefs Organization and President of the Police Executive Research Forum. We were specifically asked to come and participate in that press conference. There were a number of senators, Senator Schumer, Senator Durbin, a number of House members, Representative Carolyn McCarthy, and Representative Esty, new member who represents actually Newtown, a number of other members of Congress, about 10 victims, people who have been victims of crime, either themselves or their family members, including one gentleman who was shot 4 times in an incident not too long ago. We are strongly supporting, both as a city and on behalf of the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the Commissioners' organizations, strongly supporting that legislation, which involves the assault weapons ban directly and a list of a number of weapons, as well as high-capacity magazines or clips that could go into those weapons or others as a part of a larger effort to make the streets safer here in Philadelphia, as well as in cities all across the country. Unfortunately, you will all remember that the first police officer killed in the line of duty shortly after I came into office was in May of 2008. Sergeant Stephen Lisbinski was killed with an AK-47 from a robbery that went bad. We've had other incidents of assault-type weapons used in the city, as well as high-capacity magazines and clips in other weapons, handguns and rifles, that have devastated this city. So the combination of the massacres that we've been seeing, Newtown, Aurora, Tucson, Virginia Tech, as well as the daily death toll in many, many cities all across America. 32 people are murdered in America every day. And so we are trying a variety of ways to make our streets safer. I appreciate the Commissioner being there as well. In addition, earlier today, the Philadelphia Pension Board unanimously approved what I announced last Tuesday of last week, the Sandy Hook principles. They unanimously approved those for policy to be implemented by the City of Philadelphia Pension Board. I want to commend the Pension Board members, thank them for their swift action in that regard, and we want to make sure that companies involved in the gun and ammo business are either adhering to appropriate corporate practices or, of course, we will have to examine whether or not we should continue to have city pension dollars invested in those companies. We're, of course, very, very pleased. I know there was a press conference, I think, about 11 o'clock this morning. The police department announced that they had arrested and a person has been charged with the savage, brutal murder of Dr. Melissa. It's just incomprehensible as to what that was really all about. But the great work of Commissioner Ramsey and his team and the Homicide Task Force to capture that person very quickly. Lastly, I want to talk about the young girl, 5-year-old, who was kidnapped about a week or so ago. We had announced at that time a reward for trying to get the person who or persons involved in that. As it turns out, I made the decision to try to give that particular reward to the individual who found her and turned her in. That is in the process of, however, whatever the process is for dealing with that. But we still need to find the individuals who were actually involved. Commissioner Ramsey is here, and Captain Darby from Special Victims Unit. We need to find these folks. We cannot have this kind of activity and behavior in our city, on our streets. All of our citizens are precious, but certainly a 5-year-old is the most precious. I know that I want to commend the FOP, which I know put up, I believe, $5,000. The Citizens Crime Commission, I believe, has also done the same. Jerry Mondesire has been in touch with us, and NAACP has added an additional $10,000. So at the moment, the sum is $20,000, and I'm announcing right now that the City of Philadelphia will add an additional $10,000 for the arrest and conviction of individual or individuals involved in this horrendous situation that has captured hearts and minds of people throughout the city. We're, of course, pleased that the young lady is been found and is safe. But nonetheless, we must track down the individuals who would do such a thing, make sure that they are brought to justice. So I am hopeful that anyone who has any information, any additional information that can be helpful, if the increased reward amount helps to spur someone into action, if someone doesn't care about the reward and just wants to give us information, we need to find these people. We need to get them off the streets of our city before they do something else to any other child here in Philadelphia. You know how I feel about young people here in the city, especially children, and we must do all that we can, and we will be aggressively pursuing them in this particular matter. So before I take any questions about that or anything else that might be on your mind, let me ask the captain if he or the commissioner if they want to provide any update. Yeah.
Captain Darby, any new leads in the case?
No, as you know, we've been working around the clock, investigators from Special Victims Unit. We've been assisted by a number of other agencies, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Marshal Service, Upper Darby Police Department, school investigations. It goes on and on. We've been working around the clock to solve this crime. To date, although we've had a number of tips, we've been in the field, we've conducted many interviews, we have been following up on forensic evidence at this particular time. We do not have any specific suspects. As a result, we're pleased that there is an increased reward out there. We pledge that the police department is going to continue this investigation until we find the perpetrators of this crime. We appeal to the community on a number of different levels, including reward money and the idea that we're looking for good citizens. This child, this 5-year-old, went through an unspeakable experience. I challenge the neighborhood. Things may never return to normal for this child. We expect that nothing return to normal in that neighborhood until someone out there, any man or woman, steps forward and gives us information. All we need is a lead, and investigators will continue their investigation to resolve this.
Captain, what can you tell us about known people related to the family, like the biological father?
We have been conducting an investigation. It includes family members, anyone associated with them. That's part of a routine investigation. And it is going beyond. We're looking at all possible avenues here. We're looking in all directions. I had previously put out a description of 2 individuals. We're asking the public to focus on that description and to give us the tip that we need to bring this case in.
Captain, our rewards just in bringing people forward. I mean, we continue.
Well, like I said, we appeal on at multiple levels. And that is, first of all, we appeal to the citizens to be just good citizens. This is a child in the community. Anyone in that community with children or, having any sensitivity to children should feel that until we bring these people into custody, that the area is not safe. So we continue to plead with the community to cooperate with us, and they have. We've received a lot of information.
Talk to the mother and the father again, and which I know is routine. But is there any indication that someone associated with them is trying to get back at them and use the child?
We're following the investigation. An investigation like this goes in many directions. We're not dismissing anything at this time.
Captain, speak again about why this is not over for the family. You and the mayor both mentioned about the effects this has on this child.
The idea of a 5-year-old being taken out of a school during a normal routine day and being held overnight, held captive. Suffice to say that is traumatic to a 5-year-old. And as I said, an unspeakable experience which may never return this child to normal. So we're asking for the public sensitivity, public focus in that particular area to just give us the lead that we need.
So, Captain, you are just focusing right now on the woman who came into the school and the man who was in the residence?
Right now, that's all we have. Keep in mind, you have a 5-year-old victim here. She's very fragile. We continue efforts to attempt to clarify information that she has given us. That's an ongoing process when you're talking about a young child. As new information becomes available, we'll follow that, whatever direction it takes us.
I need you to think about the child taken from school, held overnight, having no idea where she was. We subsequently found her on a playground in the cold with hardly any clothes on, frightened, scared, cold, having no idea where she was, shivering. And then, fortunately, someone did find her. But that is a traumatic experience. No one deserves that, and not a child. We need folks to step up. This is serious. It happened to this child. We cannot allow it to happen again. We must find these individuals. Money or not, step up, give us some information. We'll do our jobs. We'll bring these folks in. But we need the help of good citizens here in Philadelphia.
Can you talk any more in detail about what happened to her while she was in that home? I know we keep hearing that it was traumatic, but to what extent?
Well, I am not going to elaborate. I think the facts are out there. The facts alone that she was taken from a school, she was held overnight, is enough at this particular time. So keep in mind the age. We have a young victim here, 5-year-old. And as you know, our policy is that we don't elaborate on the specifics of that experience. That we're not going to at this time. But suffice to say that this child went through quite an experience.
Captain, in terms of the mayor's plea for someone to step up, is there something about the path that they took from the school to the residence, or something that might be in the public eye that is important to know?
Yeah, I mean, at the last juncture that I spoke with you folks, we were not quite sure exactly of the direction that the abductor and the child followed. To date, we still do not have any information that other than that this child was walked through that neighborhood and within a short distance. We now know through enhanced video that they left the Hazel Street exit of the school. That's in the 6000 block of Hazel Street. They proceeded westbound to 61st Street. They proceeded northbound to Larchwood Street, and then westbound on Larchwood Street. So to date, we have them. Last placement is in the 6100 block of Larchwood Street.
The child's grandmother lives very close, a block away.
Yeah. As I said,
I
think what that prompts us to continue to say is that someone knows something about this. This child was walked through the neighborhood, and as a result, we're looking for anyone in that area on that particular day at that particular time to give us any information that they can provide. We'll continue our investigation, but we're looking for the help of the public.
You think the family members know more than they're saying?
I'm not going to comment on that. The details on the
Anything
award are, it's now $30,000? Is that?
With the additional 10 that I just mentioned, as far as I know, at the moment, the numbers are 5 from the FOP, 5 from the Citizens Crime Commission, 10 from the NAACP, and 10 from the City of Philadelphia. Those are the only numbers that I'm aware of at the moment.
And is that for information that leads to an arrest or a conviction or what?
The $10,000 from the city generally is always arrest and conviction. The bottom line is get us the information. We'll deal with all the other details later. Some of the dollars may be for just arrest, but as I said, money, no money. If you were out there, if you saw on that day in the afternoon, early evening, whatever the case may be, this young lady or 2 folks together like that, just give us that information. As the captain was laying out, some of this is about, path and pattern. Okay, so last we have the young lady in going westbound in the 6100 block of Larchwood. Did anyone see them at 62nd? Did they stop in that block? Is there something we need to do on that street? Did they turn, north or south if they got to 62nd Street? Every piece of information. You may have only seen 5 seconds worth. That's another 5 seconds worth of information and path and direction that we need to piece this thing together to narrow in on what possibly happened here. That's what we're trying to do.
Mr. Mayor, just to clarify, on the passerby who found the little girl, what's his status as far as reward money?
You'll have to talk to the police department about that.
Okay.
Anything else, Mike?
On the pension board, I think what they actually passed today was some general principles, a shorter list than the 20 specific things that you proposed last week. Was there a kind of theory of that?
Yeah, I mean, the original principles that I put forward was really the broadest possible array of things that we wanted to look at. We actually reworked them. We did. Wanted to shorten them. I mean, 20 it's a big number in the whole scheme of things. They've been shortened down, though, to the essential components, and actually a number of them were collapsed together. So for the most part, I would say to you, Bob, that the 20 principles or components of the 20 principles are still in what I think now is maybe 8 or 9 sections, which are now longer than they originally were when they were 20. So it's all the same.
Have you had any reaction from the gun industry to your concept here?
To my knowledge, none of them have been in touch with me. But again, for the city of Philadelphia, it literally just passed earlier today at the pension board. Our next steps actually are to do the more exhaustive review of all of our investments and then notify any companies that may have direct or indirect investments that this is the policy of the pension board of the city of Philadelphia. We need to talk with you about your practices and make sure they match up with the policy as passed earlier today. So that would be from a pure process standpoint. Mayor,
the screening process came up with a criteria that showed 10 stocks for roughly 0.27% of a fraction of 1% of the more than $4 billion city pension fund. Obviously, that's not a whole lot of money, but symbolically it might lead to more.
Well, I tell you, I mean, I didn't do the quick math, but I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I mean, I take a fraction of $4 billion and would think that was a fair amount of money, just at a personal level. I mean, I'm from West Philly, so,
It's about $15 million.
Yeah, well, $15 million where I grew up is a lot of money. If more and more cities, colleges, universities, philanthropic organizations, corporations, and the like, all across the United States of America, take a look, as CalPERS did in California, it really starts to add up to a whole lot of money. When many of us were engaged in this same kind of action, following the lead of Dr. Leon H. Sullivan in the 80s, I'm sure someone said it might not be a whole lot of money. When cities all across the United States of America, when corporations all across the United States of America, when foundations and philanthropic institutions all across the United States of America and states started doing the same thing, the folks in South Africa actually started paying attention to what was going on. And so the thought here is you do what you can, and why would we want to have any of our taxpayer dollars invested with people who are at least potentially responsible for death and destruction on our streets, endangering our citizens and our police personnel. So I'm not going to get hung up on the numbers. It really is more about the action, and what we want is a change in corporate policy.
The Feinstein bill that was introduced today, does that incorporate the President's proposals last week, or is it differ significantly in any way?
Well, I think the President's proposal last week, he announced that he was for an assault weapons ban and wanted to ban high-capacity magazines or clips. I think Senator Feinstein's bill, and there may be others coming, is reflective of what the President talked about, and the President's remarks or announcement is reflective of what the Senator has been talking about. She's been talking about a new bill since sometime last year. So I think they're all very consistent with each other.